I think you are talking from experience, Mr. Chair. Kasi nung nakarang election, kasama kaya tayo, may tupad kayo, meron kayong AIX. Hindi lahat nabibigyan no? Nung kinuwento ko po yung lahat po ng mga binibigay na ayuda ng ating pamahalaan, magsimula po kayo sa 4Ps. Isama mo yung AIX, MAIP, tupad, at saka yung paborito ni Chairman na AKAP, 194 billion pesos.
Meeting of the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare and Rural Development is hereby called to order. For the information of everyone, Rule 10, Section 13, Paragraph 33 of the Rules of the Senate provides that this committee has jurisdiction over all matters relating to rural development and welfare and the implementation of the provisions of the Constitution on social justice. We are pleased to inform everyone that the committee has now been duly constituted with 9 members, and this representation as your chair. Senators Christopher Lawrence Bongo and Amy Marcos as our vice chair. Senators and the members of the committee, Senators J.B. Ercito, Senator Rodante Marcoleta, Senator Mix Subiri, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, and they're joined by our ex-official members, Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva, Senate Minority Leader Vicente Soto III, and Senate President Pro Tempore Jingo Estrada. At this point, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Thank you for joining us today, sir. With that, the chair hereby declares, and also with us today is Senator Risa Ontiveros. Thank you for joining us this morning, Madam. With that, the chair hereby declares the presence of a quorum. We shall now proceed with the business at hand. The committee will not be adopting new or additional set of rules. We shall be guided by and fully subscribe to the pertinent provisions of the rules of the Senate and the rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. These shall govern the operations, proceedings, and conduct of all meetings, hearings, and investigation under the jurisdiction of this committee. Thank you. We now proceed to the conduct of public hearing on the various bills that lie at the very heart of social justice and inclusive governance. Yes. Come on. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's. Anybody would like to adopt the rules on procedures governing inquiries in native legislation?
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the rules of this committee.
So ordered. Second the motion. Second.
Sana Chair, kaya hindi ako nangipot.
Hindi ka bumipot.
Hindi mo na.
I move and seconded. We now proceed to the conduct of the public hearing and the various bills that lie at the very heart of social justice and inclusive governance, issues that primarily affect our senior citizens. Again, I would like to thank the Senate leadership and my colleagues for entrusting me with chairmanship of the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare and Development. For this matter, today's public hearing is conducted jointly with the Committee on Health and Demography and the Committee on Finance. We shall deliberate on the following legislative measures. Senate Secretary.
Good morning, honorable senators. For today's public hearing, the committees will take up Senate Bill number 155, simplifying the documentary requirements for accessing government financial assistance and for other purposes, introduced by Senator Erwin T. Tulfo. Senate Bill number 254, an act penalizing selective, discretionary, and discriminatory acts in the delivery of social protection programs, introduced by Senator Erwin T. Tulfo. Senate Bill number 71, an act granting universal social pension to senior citizens, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 7432 as amended, entitled An Act to Maximize the Contribution of Senior Citizens to Nation Building, Grant Benefits and Special Privileges and for Other Purposes, introduced by Senator Jinggoy Ejercito Estrada. Senate Bill number 95, an act granting universal social pension to senior citizens, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 7432 as amended, or the act to maximize the contribution of senior citizens to nation building, grant benefits and special privileges and for other purposes, introduced by Senator Mark A. Villar. Senate Bill number 215, an act granting universal social pension to all senior citizens aged 60 years old and above, amending for this purpose Republic Act number 7432 as amended, introduced by Senator Risa Ontiveros. Senate Bill number 269, an act increasing the monthly social pension of senior citizens and expanding the coverage thereof, amending for the purpose sections 2 and 5 of Republic Act number 7432 as amended by Republic Act number 9257, further amended by Republic Act number 9994, otherwise known as the Expanded Senior Citizens Act of 2010, introduced by Senator Bam Aquino. And lastly, we have Senate Bill number 164, an act providing monthly maintenance medication support for senior citizens, introduced by Senator Lauren B. Legarda. That is all, honorable senators, for the agenda of today's hearing.
Thank you, Committee Secretary. Good morning, distinguished colleagues, our resource persons, guests, and fellow Filipinos. Thank you for being here today. We convene this hearing with a shared commitment to uphold the dignity, rights, and welfare of our most vulnerable citizens, our senior citizens, who rely heavily on social protection programs for their daily survival and well-being. Our agenda today focuses on three interconnected concerns. First, the universal social pension for senior citizens. For many, our elderly, the social pension is a lifeline. But despite its good intentions, we have seen delays, inconsistencies, and exclusions in its implementation. As our population ages, we must ensure that no senior is left behind and that access to this modest but critical support is timely, fair, and adequate. Talakayin natin kung lahat ba ng senior citizens na anuman ang estado sa buhay ay nararapat na makatanggap ng social pension, maging ang mga senior citizens na nakakatanggap na ng pensyon mula sa GSIS o SSS. Second, we will examine the need to provide monthly maintenance medication support for senior citizens. Ito po ba iba pa sa social pension at iba pang financial assistance na binibigay ng pamahalaan? Third, the importance of simplifying documentary requirements to access government financial assistance. The people who need help the most are often the ones who struggle to meet complex, burdensome paperwork. Many of them don't have IDs, residence certificates, or proof of income because poverty makes it hard for them to get these documents. It is not enough to have programs in place. We must remove the red tape that bars access to them. The process should be compassionate, not bureaucratic. Hihingi lang po ng pampalibing, 5,000 ibibigay ng gobyerno, kailangan pa nakatakot-takot na papeles. Hihingi lang po ng pambayad sa ospital, hihingin pa kung anong relasyon nung humihingi ng ayuda para doon sa nasa ospital. I mean, napakahaba po. At ang masaklap pa, pababalikin, kailangan na lumabas ng pasyente sa araw na ito, babalik pa sa Biyernes o babalik pa sa isang bukas, babalik na naman ho siya. Lastly, we address the crucial issue of discrimination in the delivery of social protection program. Any form of discrimination contradicts the very principle of equity and justice that underpin our social safety nets. We must hear from stakeholders and community members about barriers they face and ensure that our systems are truly inclusive. Hindi dapat pinipili ang benepisyaryo base sa kung sino ang kaalyado o binoto noong nakaraang eleksyon o anong kulay ang iyong partido. Kung green yung nakaupo at pula yung humihingi, bawal na. Kung yung puti ang nanalo at yung humihingi ay orange, hindi rin po pwede. Dapat hindi po ganon. Hindi dapat pinipili base sa kung sino o kaalyado dahil lang sa personal na konsiderasyon. kundi batay sa kung sino talaga ang tunay na nangangailangan. Dapat po isang kulay lang ang titignan ho natin, whether tayo na sa national agency o tayo sa LGU, isang kulay lang po ang titignan natin, dapat kulay kayo manggi. I urge all resource persons, advocates, and all public servants present to speak with candor and compassion. Let us gather the facts, share the stories, and work together to shape policies that serve our people better. We owe it to our senior citizens who have contributed so much to society. We owe it to the poor and marginalized whose voices are often drowned by bureaucracy. We owe it to our country to build a system that protects all fairly, efficiently, and without prejudice. Sa huli, ang tunay na lakas ng isang lipunan ay nasusukat kung paano ito inaalagaan ng mga mahihina, matatanda at nangangailangan. Let us work together. Legislators, agencies, civil society, organizations, and citizens to turn these proposals into reality, tangible programs. Maraming salamat po. Before we acknowledge the resource persons, may I ask if any of my esteemed colleagues would like to give their short opening remarks? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maganda itong bills na pinipresent mo ngayon, lalo na itong simplified government aid access at saka itong anti-discrimination in the delivery of social protection program. I think you are talking from experience, Mr. Chair, kasi nung nakarang election, kasama kaya tayo, may tupad kayo, meron kayong AIX. Hindi lahat nabibigyan no? Nung kinuwento ko po yung lahat po ng mga binibigay na ayuda ng ating pamahalaan, magsimula po kayo sa 4Ps. Isama mo yung AIX, MAIP, tupad, at saka yung paborito ni Chairman na AKAP, 194 billion pesos. Hindi ko malaman kung nabibigyan lahat ang dapat bigyan. Ito siguro yung paraan para ma-address natin yun. Lalo na po yung AKAP. Yung range po ng AKAP, Mr. Chair, is between 7 to 12,000 pesos. Yung AIX, nasa 3,000 pesos per beneficiary. Yung tupad, depende po sa dami ng araw na kanyang ipinagtrabaho. Pangkaraniwan po ay nasa 5,000 pesos po bawat beneficiary. Ngunit, dahil walang guidelines po yung 4Ps meron sapagkat merong conditions po ang batas na nakalagay doon Pero yung AIX, yung MAIP, yung tupad at saka yung AKAP, very loose po yung wala pong guidelines. Kaya po hindi namin malaman kung ilan ang nabibigyan. I would like to believe with the huge amount of 194 billion pesos, matarget man lang sana doon ay yung pinakamahirap po na Pilipino na about 5.5 million households. Ibig sabihin po nun, naglalaro between 25 to 27 puro Filipinos. Pero wala po sigurong record yung mga AIX, yung tupad, yung AKAP. Sana po isang araw ay sa magitan ng committee ito, mapatawag natin yung nag-administer ng mga ayuda na yun. Ilan po yung nabigyan? Kasi yung lahat po ng mga ayuda na yun ay pantulong po sa pinakamahirap nating mga kababayan. Ang pinakamahirap po is between 25 to 27 million Filipinos. Kung nabigyan po 10% lang noon, sablay po yung programa. Kaya po tama ito na dapat walang discrimination. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that statement. Yes, Senator Antueros.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. At magandang umaga po sa inyo, Chair Erwin at Senator Dante Marcoleta. At sa lahat po ng kasama natin sa hearing ngayong araw, lalo na ang mga senior citizens na kasama po natin ngayon o di kaya po ay nanonood sa live stream. Mr. Chair, mga kasama, marami sa atin sa hearing na ito ay suki na ng mga botika. Pero ang masakit na katotohanan ay ito. Hindi lahat sa ating mga seniors ay may pambili ng gamot. Minsan ang mga lolo't lola natin, mas pinipiling gumastos para sa pagkain, tubig o kuryente kaysa sa gamot na dapat ay pampalakas nila. Ayon sa PSA, aabot sa 11 milyon na ang senior citizens sa ating bansa. At karamihan sa kanila may iniindang sakit na panghabang buhay ang gamutan tulad ng hypertension, diabetes, arthritis at iba pa. Kapag birthday ng ating mga lolo at lola, lagi nating hinihiling ang good health at long life para sa kanila. Pero paano natin mapapahaba ang buhay ng ating mga lolo't lola kung wala silang pambili ng kanilang mga gamot? Paano magiging malusog kung walang maintenance med sa health center? O kung hindi man lang natin mabantayan ang kanilang kalusugan at kagalingan? Mr. Chair, this is exactly why I filed Senate Bill number 1204 o the Lingap Gamot at Resistensya Pact para sa nakatatandang Pinoy Act, which is pending referral to this committee. Sa oras na maging batas, harinawa ang bill ko na iyan, hindi na kailangang mag-alala ang ating mga lolo at lola kung saan kukunin ang pambili ng maintenance dahil magiging libre ito sa lahat ng health centers at partner na butika. Libre rin ang vitamins, libre rin ang supplements. Yan ay mga konkretong solusyon sa matagal ng hinaing ng ating mga senior. Dapat hindi na kailangang mag-alala ang ating mga lolo at lola kung saan nila kukuha o kukunin ang pambili ng gamot. Bahagi rin ng panukalang ito ang pagpapalawak sa guaranteed and accessible medications for outpatient treatment o gamot package ng PhilHealth para makakuha pa rin ng libreng gamot ang ating mga lola at lolo kung sakaling wala ang mga ito sa kanilang mga health center. At bilang dagdag na suporta, Mr. Chair, isinusulong ko pa rin ang Senate Bill number 215, ang Linga para kay Lolo at Lola Act, na magbibigay ng 1,500 pesos buwan-buwan sa lahat ng senior citizens bilang universal social pension. Yan naman ay para may pandagdag sila sa kanilang mga pansariling pangangailangan at panggastos sa kanilang pagtanda. Taking care of the most vulnerable of our society, including our elderly, is a constitutional mandate. Kayo po, mga lolo at lola, ang naunang bumuo ng pamilyang Pilipino. Kayo rin ang dahilan kung paano kami nakarating kung nasaan kami ngayon. Kaya ang hiling ko po, Mr. Chair, ngayong umaga, sana ay mapagtulungan nating maisabatas ang tunay na pagkalinga at pagmamalasakit sa ating nakatatanda. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Risa Ontiveros. May I now request the Committee Secretary Maria Clarinda Mendoza to acknowledge our resource persons. Committee Secretary, go ahead.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning po sa atin lahat. The Committee on Social Justice, Welfare, and Rural Development, together with the Committees on Health and Demography and Finance, would like to acknowledge the following resource persons. From the Department of Social Welfare and Development, we have Undersecretary Alia de Maporo. Morning, ma'am. Together with Assistant Secretary Marites Maristela. From the Department of Health, we have Ms. Maria Cristina Raimundo, Program Manager, Disease Prevention and Control Bureau. From the Anti-Red Tape Authority, we have Secretary Ernesto Perez, the Director General, together with Director Grace Fernandez of the Compliance Monitoring and Evaluation Office. From the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, we have Mr. Jojit Mislang, Chief Social Insurance Specialist, and Attorney Ezekiel C., Social Insurance Officer, together with Dr. Anne Remonte of the Primary Care. From the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, we have Attorney Liza Grace Pagano, good morning, Assistant General Manager, Gaming Product Development and Marketing Sector. From the National Commission of Senior Citizens, we have Dr. Marie Jane Loreche. Good morning po. She's the chairperson and chief executive officer. From the Coalition of Social Services for the Elderly, or COSE, we have the executive director, Emily Beridico. Good morning po. From the Federation of Senior Citizens Association of the Philippines, we have a member of the executive board, Mr. Benjamin Rosario. Good morning po.